Hi, Martin from Touratech again. We're talking about the suspension for the Africa Twin. Peter, we talked about the cartridge. Now it's the rear suspension for the Africa Twin. What is the problem with the suspension of the Africa Twin?
It's the same as on the front. You have too much sag, so the bike is too low when it's loaded.
Okay, that means this is a stronger suspension?
This is a stronger suspension, and we measured the sag correct.
Okay, let's have a look at it. You told me that this is the right suspension for me.
Yes. You want to travel. This is the type extreme.
What is the difference between this and the original Africa Twin suspension?
This shock absorber, of course, is serviceable. We have a spring weight specially for you.
Okay.
You told us in the suspension check your weight, your luggage and so on, and we choose this spring weight for you. We have a large scale to adjust the spring preload. We can adjust the rebound damping, the compression damping, and the compression damping for high speed and low speed, and we have a PDS system included.
That sounds all pretty complicated, so the question for me is, what is really the benefit of having a new suspension?
The main benefit is that you will recognize it immediately when you drive it. You have the correct sag.
Okay.
And the good damping.
At the end of the lifetime of the last suspension, the original suspension I had in the old Africa Twin, after 90, 100,000 kilometers, the bike felt really soft, and especially if you're with luggage and you're a little more speed in the curves and also on off-road, it was like really feeling uncomfortable.
Yes.
So what happens here?
This will last very much better, but of course it's fully serviceable. So after 30, 40,000 kilometers, you can do a service. We change the oil, the nitrogen, all the sealings and bearings, and afterwards it's like new again.
So that means like you're rebuilding the complete suspension after 30,000 kilometers.
Yes.
And I can do that every 30,000 kilometers and have kind of like, so the investment into this lasts quite long. So even after 90,000 kilometers, I don't need to buy a new one.
No.
I just have the service version.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so what about like the riding? I mean, in the end, I want to have more comfort. I want to be more safe, especially in the off-road. So what in the combination also with the cartridge, what is really the benefit there?
The benefit is if you do a service regularly, you will not have that effect like with the original suspension after 90,000 kilometers. It will stay in good condition and you have it correct adjusted on your weight.
So it's like always a new suspension more or less.
We measured the sag before with the original suspension. The preload was on 50%. The perfect sag would be static sag 22 millimeters and dynamic sag 66 millimeters. We had 34 and 77 millimeters, so it was too much sag like expected. Even Martin did not have his motorcycle gear on, and we have now the Touratech suspension in and measured again. We have only 3 millimeter preload at the moment. This is 20%. The static sag is exactly what it should be, 22 millimeters. The dynamic sag is only 60 millimeters now. It should be 66, but as Martin has no motorcycle clothes on and no helmet, if he has it on, it should be perfect.